Okay, I have 5 or 6 important things that other reviewers don't talk about. And if you're coming from Series 2 and you're thinking about selling it and buying yourself the Series 3 with the LTE, you see the red dot there, then this video is for you. Or you don't have any Apple Watch and you're thinking, well, I'll just buy the Series 2 because it's got the GPS. I can get it for like 250 or 300 bucks and I could save myself a lot of money. I'm going to tell you right now there's a tremendous difference between the two. And there's very important things you're going to hear in this video that you won't see anywhere else. So before we compare the Series 2 and the Series 3 with the LTE, we have to compare the Series 3 LTE with the Series 3 non-LTE GPS, okay? So what is LTE? LTE is a chip that they put in here. It's got an antenna around the display, and it picks up the non-roaming cellular signal. All right, so that you can make phone calls, you can do text messaging, all Apple stuff, without having to be connected to your phone or having your phone nearby. Your phone could be powered off, and you leave it home and you go running. This is the LTE version, okay? The GPS, you have to have your phone, and it has to be connected to your phone. But that's not the only differences. Now, the LTE version has a ceramic back, okay? Opposed to the composite back that you have on the GPS version. It also, when you buy the LTE version, you have some fringe benefits where you can only get like the bands with the GPS version, and you can only get the case in aluminum. With the GPS, you can also get it in stainless steel, ceramic. You can have aluminum. There's a lot of color options, and you can also order your Series 3 LTE with these bands. And these bands are called the athletic loop instead of the athletic band. Okay. So the other important thing is that the LTE version has 16 gigabytes of storage. That's tremendous compared to the 8 gigabytes that you get with Series 2 and as well as just the GPS version. So you can put music and you don't even need to be connected to the LTE. You can use your LTE. It's only 70 bucks more than the GPS version, and you get double the amount of storage. The other thing is, there's an important thing. Now this is, nobody told you this. In beta 4.1, they released the radio app. Now the radio app is, if you have Apple Music and you have your Series 3 LTE only, not the GPS, you get a new app called Radio, and that is Apple's Beats One, their curated, playlists and everything like that with the DJ and all that stuff. So you only get that on this. You won't even get that on your Series 2. So that's tremendous. Being that it's a couple of $100 more than the Series 2, you're not going to get that radio app. So tremendous difference. So that's the difference between the Series 3 GPS and Series 3 LTE. It's like $10 a month to get this connected. You got the same phone number as your phone if you have an iPhone. And you're not going to have this watch anyway if you don't have an iPhone. So there are certain carriers that do this. Okay. Now that we got the Series 3 differences out of the way, let's compare now whether it's worth even buying this watch. Just the fact that it doesn't have the radio app. Now, it may be coming in the future. You might be able to get the radio app on here and get it on the GPS one. But right now, in the beta, even beta 4 of 4.1, WatchOS, you do not get a radio app unless you have the LTE version. It makes sense because you can use your phone and do it that way. Okay. Now, there are major differences also between the Series 2 and the Series 3. Now, the difference is this one's got the LTE. This one doesn't. This has got a W2 chip in it, which now connects to your AirPods with no problem. It's not like a standard Bluetooth. By the way, it does have Bluetooth 4.2, so it also saves if you're using other kinds of, Bluetooth earphones. So you get more options. They actually, both Series 2 and Series 3 come in ceramic. They both come in aluminum, and they both come in stainless steel. The LTE Series 3 does not. It's just aluminum. Now, you also got more options with bands when you buy ceramic and things like that. And all of them come in the Nike version, which has that Nike app that's exclusive, but you can still download the Nike app to your watch. The other difference is that the little heart rate sensor is like 2 pubic hairs thicker than the one that's on the Series 2, which makes no difference. You won't even notice. So the other thing is this comes with a USB power brick. This one doesn't. This one does not work with the Qi system, the system where you're wireless and you just put it down on a mat and it will charge. This one has Qi built into it. Okay? So the important thing is when you're thinking about getting a watch, you're not going to want to get an Apple Watch if you're running marathons, because the battery only lasts 18 hours and sometimes a little bit longer depending on how much you use it. When you have 1 hour of talk time, if you're going to be talking, making phone calls from your watch, then, that's not going to be good. Now, the other thing is third-party apps disappeared on the watch firmware. We used to have Google, we used to have a whole bunch of other apps, and they just disappeared. Now it's pretty much just whatever Apple gives you, and then you got third-party apps. And then you ask yourself, if I get the LTE version, am I going to be exclusive? They're going to make exclusive apps for the Series 3. But the Series 3 does have an exclusive app. It's the radio app. And as a matter of fact, they're probably going to make apps for the Series 3 LTE version that are exclusive just to that watch. So paying that extra $70 between the GPS and the LTE version is definitely worth it. The 16 gigs, all that stuff. Now, the other thing is the LTE in this, when you just have the LTE and your phone is at home, you're not connecting to roaming towers. And if you're using it in the United States, you're stuck with the United States. You go to another country and you need to roam, it's not going to happen. Not without your phone connected to it. The other thing is, the good thing is Apple Music. Now, one thing about Apple Music I have to say is when you have the watch and you ask Siri to play any song in the world, you pretty much just get it starts to play. Now, there are 3 apps on here I want to show you that are important because they're a little confusing. And they are Music, there's Now Playing, and then, of course, exclusive to the LTE version, the Radio app. Now, before I show you the 3 apps and explain to you what they are, there's something in settings. When you swipe up from the bottom, when you close and you're on the main page and you swipe up from the bottom, you're going to see on the LTE version, you have the option to pick LTE on and off and your Wi-Fi on and off. And you can see here that I'm connected to my Wi-Fi in my house. With the Series 2, I have connected to my phone. But the problem is there is no management of Wi-Fi, and of course there is no LTE management on your Series 2 Apple Watch. That becomes a problem. When I show you this next app, that both of them have, both have a music app. Here it is. But when I swipe down, nothing happens on the Series 2. But when I swipe down from the top here, you're going to see Now Playing and Library. So being that I am connected to Wi-Fi, I will be able to access, even if I'm not connected to my phone, because my Series 2 is connected to the phone. So let me turn that off and I'll show you. Even with the Wi-Fi off, I could still go into my library, check out my playlist, and it remembers the songs that I had on my playlist. Not necessarily you'll have access to them, like if you click on them and try to play them through the AirPods, okay? You won't get any sound because you're not connected to your phone. That's what that red symbol is. And you're not connected to Wi-Fi. So you can either connect to your phone and you'll be able to hear the song, right? Or you can connect to your Wi-Fi in your house. So you connect, you close, and you can swipe up and you can connect to the Wi-Fi in your house or the phone, and then you'll be able to have access to it. So let's go home now, and we'll go back and we'll hit play. And now, because you're connected to, they're playing through my AirPods. So now you have access. So being that this has LTE, it also has a better Wi-Fi management in your house. Even though you connect to Wi-Fi, but you got to be connected to your phone to connect to Wi-Fi, and you have no way of managing it. With the LTE version, you can manage your LTE, you can manage your Wi-Fi, and you can also have playlists that are remembered by your watch, so that you can manage your songs, and then when you finally connect to either Wi-Fi or back to the phone again, even without an LTE plan, you can get songs. So now the last thing I want to show you is just real quick. If I click here, now you won't find this on the Series 2, but you go to the radio app, and now you can connect to the radio app. And what's nice about the radio app is you can summons all these different radio stations and things like that. And you go right back to the top, and you can just go to what's live and all these different stations and everything. And you could do that with Wi-Fi only. So if you close that and you got Wi-Fi, you can do that with Wi-Fi. You can't even do that with songs. Now let's see. We go back to music, right? And being that I'm connected to Wi-Fi, I can manage my songs and all the playlists that I made. And you can even use Siri and ask for any song you want. You can't do that unless you're connected to the phone on this version. Regardless, if you're not connected to the phone, or you're connected to LTE, or you're not connected to anything at all, you can still manage your music, your playlist, and you can even, if you have Wi-Fi or LTE, you can search songs with Siri in the 40 million songs on your wrist, regardless if you have that LTE plan. So I just wanted to show you that. What else? I have the iPhone 7 Plus. It works great with it. I have both watches, and I tested them thoroughly for like 2 weeks now. And I have to say that spending the extra money to get this is worth it. And if you think that you're going to get the same experience with this, you're not. Just the radio app, the 16 gigs, right there tells you that you need to go. Even the bands, I mean, you can buy the bands separate, but it's still greatly worth it. The ceramic, the antenna, you don't have to use the LTE. You could just have it and then have those exclusive apps that are going to be coming out for it. And that's the W2, the Qi charging or whatever. It's so much worth it. The Series 2 on its way out. That's probably why they don't sell it anymore, because there are so many advancements made in this watch, the faster processor, all that stuff. 70 times faster than the Apple Watch 1. Actually, it's 50 times faster than the Series 2. So that's tremendous. And you feel it when you're using this Series 2. You feel the difference. And all the stuff that's inside this watch is so much more efficient. Oh, and it's also got that barometer thing. Now, that barometer thing, don't think it's stairs. It's not. It's altitude. So when you're like on a mountain, that's when you're going to get the readings. It's not going to tell you you walked 50 flights. It'll tell you how high of an elevation you went during your workout. Okay? By the way, your phone has a barometric meter in it. So if you're using this connected to your phone, you're going to get that reading anyway. So what else is there? Siri Talks. Siri Talks on this watch through the speaker. You can't play the music through the speaker. You have to have a Bluetooth headset. But Siri does not talk through here. So that's it's inconvenient to have Siri having to talk through a Bluetooth when you have a speaker on the watch itself. So if you think that you can get away with having a Series 2, after a while you're going to see that you're not in the club anymore if you don't have at least the GPS version. But I definitely recommend the LTE version. So this has been my video. If there's anything I forgot to cover, anything that you know that you may want to tell me about, just put them in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm open to questions. You want me to test out certain things, third-party apps, see if they have any of them. I can even do a video of all the apps alphabetically on the Apple Watch so you can see what's available. I also got other videos coming. We're going to be talking about DirecTV, PlayStation, Sling, and we're going to make a second video about that. The first one did well. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next video.